Hi, this is Eve from Garden of Eve, and we're going to talk about getting your greens clean from your CSA share. So this is a frise, or it could be like similar to a head of lettuce. Pretty much how we pull it out of the ground. This is the root, and obviously a bunch of dirt stays on here. So normally when we cut it, we do in the field, we try to cut that off, but there is still some dirt on the bottom. So if it's dirty, obviously the first thing you'll want to do is rinse it off in your sink. And any of these dead leaves, I just break off and throw them away. We give them to our pig, but you probably don't have a pig. So you can just throw them away or compost them. So that gets washed off like that. Then the next step is to cut the center out, because that's going to be the dirtiest part. So for example, I have this head of arugula. When I cut the arugula, I'm going to cut just above the twist tie so that I don't get any of these dirty parts, and I'm not going to use this. Again, I'm going to throw that part out. If it's something like arugula that's very loose, what you want to do is actually, instead of trying to rinse this off, which just kind of pushes the dirt into the leaves, you're going to want to put it into a pot of cold water. And you can see that there's dirt on these leaves, and I'm just going to kind of agitate it with my hands, and you can see that the water is getting dirty, which is good because it means my leaves are getting clean. And then I'm going to lift this out and put it in a colander. And then I'm going to dump this out and refill it again. I'll probably wash it twice. Even when you buy those pre-washed greens in the supermarket, it says double washed. Almost all greens need to be washed twice. If it's something like this that's on a head, then what I'll do, what I was just saying, is again, basically cut it like this, cutting the kind of the base out of it, throwing that away, and then basically taking the leaves off if I'm going to use it loose, and then putting them in the water. Now the inside is usually the cleanest part, so sometimes it's actually what might stay cleaner by not washing it. So that inside part I might just use directly, or just rinse it off, once. And then the outside that has more dirt, putting it in here, agitate it a little bit. And then, definitely look for dirt and any leaves that you want to throw away. And then put it in your colander, dump that out, and start again. We also have root vegetables like beets and radishes. If there's any damage on them, like these have a little bit of nematode damage, that's not going to hurt you when you eat it, but it is unsightly. We are organic, so we're not killing them with pesticides. You do want to, when you cut your radish off, I'm just going to cut that portion off and not use it, and the rest is completely fine. And it's also clean and doesn't need that much washing, just a little rinse. With the beets, personally I like to roast them because then I don't have to do too much cleaning. If I cut them like this with a little stem, and I just give it kind of a quick rinse, I like to use like a metal pad. See, it's already kind of cleaning up the skin. If you really don't want the skin, you can get that off with that, or a scrubby like this. But I can actually roast this whole just like this, and when the roasting's done, the stem's gonna fall off and the skin comes right off, and my beet is clean and I didn't have to peel it. So that's my favorite way to cook beets. I hope that helped. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting our farm.